Welcome back and today we are looking at what is called Blooket. Now, up until 2 weeks ago, I had no idea what Blooket was. I'd never heard of it. I didn't think it was something that I needed in the classroom, but let me tell you right now, in the last 2 weeks, it's completely changed the way I teach. It's completely changed the way I look at retrieval practice. It's completely changed the fact that actually it's one of those things where you can have so much fun in the classroom, and I didn't even know it was a thing. I didn't even know it was something that we could do. So I hope this is something you guys can put into practice in your schools, because I tell you what, my class are absolutely loving it at the minute. It's so useful for setting homework, it's so useful for retrieval practice in the classroom, for learning like spellings, times tables, and it is absolutely a whole load of fun as well. It's good fun to join in with as a teacher and to watch how the children do it and see them interacting with it. So really do, I hope you can tell I'm really excited about this, because I can see so much potential in this website, and hopefully you guys, I'm going to show it to you now and you'll see what kind of things you can really do with it. So on the screen here, you can see the home page. Now this is what you get to when you open up Blooket and you go to log in, and this is the home page that comes up with blooket.com. So I've made an account and you can log in up there. If you need to sign up, you just go to sign up. You can sign up with an email or Google. And obviously mine's taken me straight into the login page where I've got my own sets that I've made. But like I said, it's very easy to sign up. You make yourself a username, put in your email and make a password, and then you're in. That's quite straightforward. So when you do log into Blooket, on the screen here, you can see my sets. Now, these are the ones I've made, but there's so many different types of sets in there, and I've put into my favorites over here. These are all the ones I've tried in my class so far, and it's just the tip of the iceberg. These are all the different quizzes that we've had a go at. Some of them are great. Some of them we had to have another look at and maybe pick a different one to do because they weren't amazing, so I've got rid of some of them. But all these ones on here were the really good ones, and we've been having a great time doing them. It's been some really good retrieval practice about so many different areas in maths, in punctuation, in history. They've been amazing so far, and like I said, it's just the tip of the iceberg. There's so many more in there. So pretty soon I'm going to show you an example of one of the games, and we'll kind of get you started on what to do. So when you first log into Blooket and it comes up to my sets, yours will say, obviously there's no sets, you haven't made any. I'm going to release another video in a little while, probably maybe on Sunday, possibly on Tuesday coming up, to show you how to create your own sets here. So I've made these ones so far. Now these three are all complete. They're the first words. I need to kind of change the numbers. I think I've added an extra question in there. But they're the year 5, 6 spelling words, the statutory words they need to learn. So I've made them where they can just practice those spelling words. I need to finish off making this one over here with the final ones, and then I want to do another one with square and cube numbers. So I couldn't find a very good one about those ones that was laid out the way I wanted it to be. So I figured I'd make my own and make it look pretty good. So they're the ones I'm in the process of making right now. And like I said, in my favourites, I've favourited loads of other ones that have been used and created by other people on the platform up to 3 years ago, but they're still really good. So this one is just times table facts, but again, it's just really good, quick retrieval, a way of practicing them, a bit like things like times table rock stars and other things that we use at school. So when you log in and you don't have any sets, if you don't want to create your own one just yet, go to Discover and pick a subject that you want to search for. So one of the things we've done recently is we did things like telling the time. So straight away down here, I could see this one, telling the time. Now you might have seen this one in my favorites, but you can click on it and it'll tell you the questions that are going to come up. So you can see you've got question there and then what the answer is. And it gives you 4 different answers, and obviously one of them is correct. So you can go through and just double check it's appropriate for what you want, appropriate for your year group, for what you've been learning recently. And then you can have a go at it. So you can see I've already favorited this one because it was the one I found earlier. But you can either play it host or solo. So when you go to host it for your class, all you do, click on the host button, and then you can pick a game mode. So these are all the different game modes you've got. Now it is important to say here, this is entirely free. I've not paid for a single thing. Everything is free that I've signed up to. Up here, this one is called the Deceptive Dinos. This game mode is currently locked to me because I've only got the free account. I haven't signed up to the plus version. But as you can see here, it will be released on the 23rd of May to free people too. So it's only a couple of weeks away, and my class are already really excited to have a go at that one because they love all of these game modes. They have a good time having a go at. So you click on whichever game mode you want. And again, I'm going to release some videos showing you the different game modes today. So for now, just click on the first one. Now this one is one of my favorites, but you can click on host game. Now, as we go through, you can see some of them you can just host. Some of them you can set as homework. We go down to cafe and tower defense and factory. You can set homework. Again, there'll be a video showing you how to set homework on Blooket. But you can also host them. These ones you can only assign for homework, and then this is just a classic one, a bit like Kahoot, just some classic questions. So we've got a gold quest and we've got a host game. So now this way you can set up your game, okay? You can set up how to host it. So first of all, you need a target. Now I normally set this to about 5 minutes, but because that's about right for the children to have a good go at it, have a good practice at it without it being too long. The questions in the actual quiz that you have to look at early just repeat themselves. If they finish all the questions, they'll go and have another question. They're given randomly. That's a really good thing if you can find a quiz with lots of different questions. It's really good to kind of have a go at all the different questions and all the different activities again and again, especially with things like learning spellings, learning times tables. It's just about practicing over and over again until they start to recognise them. And trust me, they do. The amount of children say like things like doing recommend, and they're going, oh, there's a double C or there's a double M, and they've started to pick up the patterns and spot the wrong answers. So they're doing really well with it. But when you start, there's these settings down here. Now there is some important things to say here. First of all, you can tick or untick this one to say show instructions, just so for the first time when the children first play the game, they get to know how to play it, or maybe the second time as well. But eventually you can untick that, so it just saves a bit of time. You can allow late joining, so they're going to have a code to put in to join the game. So if you allow that late joining, if anyone's slightly late or their computer's not quite working properly or their iPad, then you can just tick that and they can join in whenever they want to. I always untick use random names because I want the children to put their own real names in, because it's all about, you know, typing correctly, capital letters, and owning who they are, so I know who's playing who and how they're doing. And then I always untick this allow student accounts, just because we've not made student accounts for this one yet. Now that's something I'm currently looking into doing, and it might be something that I have a go at soon, but for now we haven't made student accounts because it's just easier for them not to have their own accounts and just to play the games. So once you've set up all your settings like that, then at the top you click host now. So when you press host now, you can see it comes up with this. It generates the user ID up here. So you can see this one is currently set as 646472. So at this point, the children will go to this website, blooket.com/play. Now I'm going to copy and paste that into a new tab. And you can see it comes up like this with the game ID there. So if I go back to 646472, and I'm going to make sure I type that in, 646472. So the children will be doing this. Now it does work on computers, it works on iPads, it works on whatever they are using in the classroom. So they put in the game ID and press the little arrow, and then they can put in their nicknames. So I'm going to put in Mr. W, but they can put in whatever name they want to choose. In my classroom, they use the full names, capital letters, just to make sure they're practicing that. And press next. So then it'll come up, and this is where it gets a bit interesting because they can pick whatever book they want. These are all the different characters. And if they do manage to make their own accounts, you can unlock them. So when I was messing around with the children, we managed to unlock some of these ones on my account. And that's the one I made for me. They've not got their own accounts yet, so they can't unlock all these ones themselves. But hopefully we can find a way to get them their own accounts. So they can start working on unlocking their own ones. They can kind of customize them a bit more. But there's plenty to choose from. They're all pretty cute. They all have their favorites and they all pick them. So this is what the children will be doing. If I go back to the host screen, you can see there, I can see one person has joined and it's me. Now you'll see, obviously, I think you can host up to 60 people on the free version, so more than enough for a classroom. And there'll all be names that'll be appearing. If someone's typed the wrong name, spelling mistake, or a silly name or something like that, if you just click on the name, then it'll kick them back off again and they can go and enter their name again correctly. Once that's done, you press start, and then I'll show you what it looks like. So these are the instructions for this Gold Quest game. You've got to select the chest, and this is a great one because I'm not going to go through all the instructions, you can see them on the screen. But yeah, like that, you can take gold from other people, you can swap people, you lose things, there's a bit of luck involved too. It's really good fun. And you can see at the top there's the ID number for anyone that wants to do. So this is the leaderboard, and down here will be the list of children as they're swapping back and forth. On here, you can see the questions come up. So this is what the children will be seeing again. So I can see here, the question is 20 to 5. So we go down and we find 440. Click on that. Brilliant, got it right. So now we've got to pick a chest. I get this one, so I get to take 10%. Now, this is going to be a struggle because I've got no one else to play with. But if I was playing in a classroom, I could take 10% of someone else's gold. On this one, so we look 20 past 7. So 720. Brilliant, got it right. Pick another chest. Let's go for that one. I get 10 gold. And you can see I could have got one of those, so I could have got 100 gold. I'm unlucky, I've got that one. Now it is quarter to 12, so we've got 11:45 or quarter till 12. I'm going to 11:45, that sounds right. You can pick multiple right answers, so that quarter till 12 might have been right as well. I'm going to go the middle again. I've got 50 gold this time. Now I'm going to get this one wrong on purpose, so I know that one is 10 past 6. I'm going to go 2:31. If a child gets them wrong, it makes them pause for a few seconds. It tells them the right answer, they can get it right next time. And then they go on and have another go. So we've got 12:55 there. And as you can see, as you go through, you have a go at plus 50 gold. And it just gets really, really fun. And you can see the leaderboard updates as you get more gold. And this leaderboard is brilliant. I'm hoping to show a bunch of people doing it. Obviously, I can't show my class because of their names. But I'm hoping to show a bunch of different people having a go at the leaderboard. And you can watch it swapping and changing all the time. It's brilliant fun. But at the end, if I go and end now, you get some really good details as well. So you get the final standings, you get the leaderboard, which will come up saying who's come first. Obviously, I came first in that one. When you click on view report, you can go down, you can see the percentage of questions that were right across the whole group and the number of them that were right and wrong. For each person, you can see for the individual person how many they got right and wrong, which is why I make sure the children put in their actual names so I can see for each child how they've done and I can assess their understanding of what we've been doing. And then if you upgrade to Blooket Plus, which is only, I think it's about £35 for the year, you can get a more detailed game report, which I'm hoping would say something like what questions they got wrong, but I've not seen it because I've not upgraded just yet. But yeah, it's just so good, guys, okay? And like I said, I'm going to show you some more. So there's things that I can see stats for myself, and you can see I've unlocked some extra Blooks. So if you've got to unlock Blooks, you can use the coins that you earn. So I'll get these coins for every time I get a question right and can unlock more. You can create new ones, you can discover all the other ones that other people have made. And there is a lot of fun ones with like emoji riddles, a lot of fun ones too, which you can use at like wet break or dinner times. But it is just really good. I think it's absolutely transformed the way I teach in the classroom in the last few weeks. And it's just those retrieval practices are amazing. So like I said, if this is something you're interested in, there's going to be more videos coming out soon because I know this has been a bit of a long one. And it's going to show you things in more detail about like how to create a set, sets you can discover. I'll go through some of the best ones I find, about the statistics, about the marketplace, about the Blooks. Just really good ways of engaging the children with all of this stuff. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Thank you very much for watching, guys. As always, there's a new video on a Tuesday, Friday and a Sunday, and I'll hopefully see you all very soon. And do let me know if you do use this Blooket in your classroom, because I do think it's absolutely amazing. It should be used way more widely than it currently is. So yeah, thanks very much, guys, and I'll see you soon.